Come on into our fireside chat. This is the time every night, somewhere around 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I come to you. I have just come in from the chicken coop, y'all. I just walked back up here. Well, I rode the buggy, but then I walked from the buggy. And I've been rushing around to get in here, so my hair is what it is. It is about 100 degrees out there, and it is so humid. I can't do a thing with this hair when it is humid. If y'all want to see it not frizzy, come back in the fall. Because it's going to be frizzy till fall, probably. Whew. It is so humid here today. We stayed inside most of the day. I took Jace out just for a few minutes. But I didn't last out there long, and I didn't want to keep him out there long. But I made dinner tonight, posted that. So I slow cooked in the crock pot today. And then I made mashed potatoes, and I made some green beans, and we had that tonight. So Trevor ate with us, Jace ate, and they had to then get on home. So everybody's gone, but Jace will be back tomorrow, and I think he'll spend the night tomorrow night. If he's here on Wednesday and Thursday, then he spends Wednesday night here. Stacy says she can't hardly hear me. Well, I'm talking the same as I always did. So you might want to check your volume on your phone. Trevor's doing good. That baby just loves him to death when Dad comes. So he's doing real good. He just celebrated his 3rd anniversary at his job, y'all. So he has been at the same job now for 3 years. Time is flying by. That's the longest he's ever been at a job. So some of y'all know his past and all. But he is doing a fine job at this job. So Rebecca, thank you for the gift. Anyhow, he's doing real good, but he is busy. He has to commute about an hour and a half to work. We live almost an hour from him, and then he's got about 20 more minutes past our house to get to work. So that's why he brings the baby and he picks the baby up, because he works past our house. He has to drive right past our road every day. So Tiana works about halfway between her house and here, so she doesn't have that far to go to work. But since Trevor passes by our house, then he brings the baby back and forth because he just drops him on the way. So and Tiana, the mommy, she works 12-hour shifts, so it wouldn't work out for her to pick the baby up anyways, because she works 3 12-hour shifts now. So that's why we usually keep him 3 days a week. Unless Brooke is able to keep him, then she'll keep him one of those days. But it just all works out different. So sometimes y'all say comments like he's always here. He's not always here. Sometimes we don't see him. We didn't have him the first week of July at all. And then we've had him, we'll have him 3 days this week. Next week we have him 2 days. And then I think the next week we have them 2 days. And then the next week we will be gone to Sturgis. So we won't have them any that week. So that's the reason he's not cooking anymore, probably. I don't know anything about his page. I haven't asked him about it. But by the time he picks the baby up at 5:30 and gets home at 6:30 or 7, and then he has to get ready to do it all the next day. So that's probably why he's not doing that anymore, but I haven't asked him anything about it. The baby keeps him between his job, and he's a homeowner now, so you know when you move out of an apartment and you're a homeowner, he's got a lot more jobs around the house to do, moving in and little things that they wanted to do, so he's busy at that. And He's got about 2 acres of land, so he's got to mow that, and so he's got a lot going on. And he is one busy dude. And then he tries to come by here if we need something or if Tony needs something lifted heavy. Tony can't hardly lift anything heavy anymore. And Trevor, he's like a beast. He can just pick it up with one hand and sling it, you know. He can lift a lot. So that's where all that is. And yeah, little Jace hops around like a bunny sometimes. He was wound up this morning for a few minutes. He's not always like that. Most of the time he's calm, but for whatever reason, he's wanting to spin around. And his newest thing is doing somersaults. He will stand right here on a hardwood floor, bend his head all the way down, real meticulously, put his head on the floor, bend over, and then flip right on a hardwood floor. So some of y'all think he needs helmets and knee pads and this and bubble wrap. Y'all, they ain't that kind of parent. And I'm really not that kind of grandma. I mean, today when I seen him getting close to the fireplace, I did step over there in front of the fireplace, so there's no way he could have flipped or fell that toward that away. I watch him like a hawk, whatever he's doing. So I'm not going to let him get hurt. So some people think because I didn't have kids, I don't know how to take care of kids. I've been taking care of kids my whole life, y'all. I had nieces and nephews, and my niece Lisa, she lived with us the first 3 years of her life, I think. I have always been around little kids, so I'm very aware how to take care of a little kid. So I know they're quick and they can get out of your sight in about 2 seconds, but I watch him like a hawk, and I'm not going to put bubble wrap on him. You know, if he wants to go on that bike, y'all don't understand what that bike is. You think it needs training wheels. It doesn't. That is called a balance bike. I never heard of that. They didn't have those kind of bikes, as far as I know. When we were little, they didn't have nothing like that. But today, they make something called a balance bike, and it's for let's see, a balance bike is for just what he does. He's standing there and he's balancing that bike, holding it up as he's walking. So he will get better at it. He was too little for it. So within the last month, I guess he's grew into it now. But they might get him a helmet. I don't know. Right now, he's just pushing little bikes on the thing. So eventually, he will have to have something, I guess. I don't know. But he's doing pretty good. I just let him do what he wants, you know. He's not gonna he's just gonna do what he wants, y'all. I'll say, you want the red bike? He takes the red bike, and if he wants to push it, he just pushes it. Yeah. But yeah, and I know when to change his diaper. That saggy diaper, I don't know why it was sagging. I think because I kept checking him. He hadn't pooped yet today, y'all, if you want to know the truth. And I kept undoing the fasten and fastening it back 3 times because he usually goes right after he eats breakfast. So I kept checking him, and it was kind of getting loose, and then it was sagging. But that's all right. And even if it was wet, y'all, the way they make diapers today, they could pee like a gallon, and that thing is still not, the wetness is not against him. So don't worry about him. He's never had diaper rash. Never. So that's good. Kathy said, we never had helmets and knee pads and we're still alive. Yeah, if he does something and it hurts him, then he won't do it again. Oh, there was an old comedian I heard one time, y'all, and he was saying something about when we were little, you know how we used to have them ginormous TVs, and then they would set it like on a TV tray or something, you know, and the kids could just go and pull the TV down right on top of them, you know. Of course, TVs today are lightweight and all that kind of stuff, but so anyhow, I haven't told what we had in the back of the truck yet, and there's a reason for that. So I will get to it eventually, but just hold on. We've had a little interruption. I guess that's what you can call it. A little interruption with the project, and I ain't gonna say no more about it, but I'll eventually tell you what happened. Uh, but so the project's on hold for right now. So don't worry about what was in the truck. It's not a Blackstone. Somebody said, "Why you need a Blackstone? You don't never cook." We do not cook big gobs of food, is what I call it. We don't eat big gobs of food anymore. Back in the day, Tony was a big eater. I ate a lot. I had people living here, and we cooked a lot. Now we don't, y'all. I know as y'all get older and we get older, we don't eat like we used to. We just making simple little stuff now, and I'm sorry about that, but I have about, I don't know, 800 cooking videos out there. If you really want to watch me cook something, just go look one of them up, because I can't make a bunch of sweets now, which I love sweets. I love cookies and cakes and all that, but I can't have them. I'm trying to get my sugar under control. So I'm just trying to cook and maybe eat uh, one carb at supper time or something, putting more vegetables in there, doing stuff like that. Cut the little cakes out. I've cut everything out. And I know a lot of y'all live by yourself. You don't cook. Uh, I noticed at my brother's house, he doesn't cook as much as he used to. He had like some like little TV type dinner things, little frozen things he could just heat up. And that's not like him, but he always cooked too. But anyhow, yeah, I made that today because we still have some of that cow in the freezer, in the deep freeze. So I'm getting that out and doing stuff like that, trying to use up some of this stuff in the freezer. Uh, yeah, those little Debbie cakes aren't good for you anyways. Yeah, it's hard to shift down and not cook for so many people. Like tonight, if I know Trevor's going to stop by, it's easier for me to cook dinner, because that way Tiana doesn't get off work at 8 o'clock, so that way he doesn't have to go home and cook. Him and the baby can eat something here, and so then Tiana, and I always offer to send something to Tiana, but he says she wouldn't want it. So I don't know. She probably heats up something, or maybe she eats her dinner at work by not getting off to 8 o'clock. Maybe she doesn't want to eat that late. I don't know what their schedule is, but if I know Trevor's going to come by here on the days she's working late, then I go ahead and cook something for dinner, and that way you can cook a little bit extra, and it's all okay. So let's see what else is going on here. It is too hot to cook, y'all. I was in that kitchen, and the one thing was in the crock pot, and the green beans was on the stove, and my temperature in the house went up to 77 degrees. I'm like, oh. So it was getting hot in here today, but anyhow, little Jace has gone home now, and I'm off duty. He's coming back tomorrow, though. He's such a joy, y'all. Such a joy. He is really a good baby. If he gets tired, of course, all babies, when they're tired, they get cranky. But as long as you get him his little naps in place and a regular feeding schedule, then he's usually pretty mellowed out. Let's see. I missed some people giving gifts. I don't know who gave something. Joanne Casada. Oh, Margaret's back to cooking every night now. Kathy said her house gets up to so. So anyhow, that's what that is. I don't cook like I used to. I started this page 5 years ago. My anniversary's coming up in October. Will be 5 years I've been doing this page. I cooked everything and made a video of everything I ever knew how to cook more than once. So those cooking videos are out there. If you absolutely want to see what I cook, go back and look, and you're going to see I'm a whole lot heavier then. I was like 30 pounds heavier. I can't eat like that anymore. I shrunk up. Plus, I got to get my sugar in check. So I'm working on that too. So I've been trying to scramble me some eggs up every day. And the only way I can eat scrambled eggs is with fried bologna in it. So several days this week, I made me 2 scrambled eggs with bologna. That's straight up protein in the morning. One day I had 1 piece of toast. Today I didn't even have toast with it. I just scrambled me up some eggs and my bologna. So that's that. Let's go ahead and get the devotion in tonight, y'all. Tuesdays, July 15th. We're halfway through, y'all. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Time is going by so quick. So quick. Oh, Margaret said she made breakfast for dinner tonight. Biscuits, gravy, bacon, scrambled eggs. I love that too. I used to do that a lot when I worked because I never ate breakfast. But now that I'm retired and I'm home, we we kind of can have breakfast anytime we want it, in the morning. So, where did I get that bread? I got that bread at where did I get that bread at? I just went to Walmart. Walmart sells the 647 bread. I like that bread and it's good. Now, somebody was telling me about Farm Cooking with Nan, ordered some kind of special buns and bread. They were very expensive and they were no carbs or something. I don't know what they're made out of to be a no carb, but you got to have some carbs. So, you don't want to, I don't want to have to pay, a lot of money. This bread, 647, it's probably about $4 and something a loaf. But even that lasts a long time. If I'm not going to eat it that quick, we put some in the freezer. That's the good thing about bread. You can freeze it. Doris said, I ordered myself one of those books. How long does it take to get it? Doris, when did you order it? And are you talking about a cookbook? Yeah, carbs is how your body gets energy. And y'all, this past week, I've really cut back on the sugar. Sugar to diabetic, when your sugar raises, it makes you tired. So even though it's a carbohydrate kind of, it makes you tired when your sugar gets out of control. But since I've been watching my sugar all week, it's not going up high all week long. I have had more energy. I have been cleaning out cabinets. I've gotten 2 things in the laundry room done. I cleaned out this desk in here today. While Jace is napping and stuff, I'm opening up stuff and I'm cleaning through something. So I've been busy and I've had more energy because I've cut a lot of the sugar out. So that's good. So let's get on with the devotion here. Luke chapter 22, I have prayed for you, Simon, that your faith may not fail. Jesus, how are you praying for me? I'd never thought to ask that question until my friend Lou shared the experience of his heart cry to Christ when he was faced with a situation that required more wisdom and strength than he was able to muster. Hearing him voice that noteworthy question in prayer has helped me add a fresh dimension to my understanding and practice of prayer. In Luke 22, there was no mystery as to how Jesus was praying for Simon Peter. Simon, Simon, Satan has asked to sift all of you as wheat. But I have prayed for you, Simon, that your faith may not fail. When Peter was battered through trial, his faith flickered, but because of Christ's grace, it didn't fail. The book of Acts tells us how Jesus' prayer for Peter, his eager but weak disciple, were answered. God used him to preach the good news about Christ to Jews and Gentiles alike. And Jesus' prayer ministry hasn't ended. Paul reminds us that Christ Jesus, who died, more than that, who was life, is at the right hand of God and is also interceding for us. When you find yourself in the throes of trials or temptation, remember that Jesus, who prayed for his disciples, remains in prayer for those who have believed their message about him. Dear Jesus, thank you for your prayers on my behalf. Please help me to pray and live with this awareness. All right, that was a good one tonight. Robin Smith, thank you for the gift. Joyce Frank, thank you for the gift. Let me see if I missed some others on here. And sometimes I can find them and sometimes I can't. Let me see. Rebecca Crowfoot, Joyce, Patty Studebaker, Joanne Cressada, Robin Smith, and Joyce Frank. Okay. I think I caught back up, y'all. Oh. Let's see. Rosie Galka just sent a gift. Thank you for that. Who were the kids in your wedding picture? Well, all of my nieces and nephews, I have 6 nieces. They were all involved in the wedding. So, let me see. Let me try to think. The 2 little boys, I had a miniature bride and groom. The little miniature groom and the little tiny girl, she was about 3. That's my niece Ariel, that's now 27 years old or something like that. She the one got married last year. So Ariel was the little tiny miniature bride, and Tony's sister has 2 kids, Jesse and Jordan. That's the 2 little boys in the thing. And then my niece Andrea, the one that cut my hair, she was my flower girl. So she was about 6 back then. And then my other niece Stephanie, she was in there. Lindsay played the flute. And Megan and Erica, they did the programs and the guest book. Cheryl wants to know, do I have a picture of my dad? I do somewhere. I'll have to dig it out. I have some black and white ones, because he died in 1971. I think it was 1971 he died. So it was all, we might have had a few color pictures, but most of them are black and white that I had of him. So I'll have to dig that out and see if I can post a picture of my mom and my dad. Y'all seen what my mom looks like, we've been posting videos of her on YouTube. Of course, you've seen her at my wedding. She was looking good at my wedding. Of course, she was, that was 20 some years ago. So, I can't remember. She might have been in her 60s or something by then. I don't know. I can't remember. Yeah, I saw Lindsay making eggs in her new air fryer today. Her new air fryer looks nice, so she's going to be doing some different things in there. One of y'all sent me an egg, an egg cooker. I still have it sitting here on my counter. I have not used it yet, but I never got rid of it because I have good intentions. I just don't boil a lot of eggs, but I want to try that. Yeah, Tugboat looks more and more like my mom. She looks the most like my mom. She sure does. Yeah, I haven't tried my egg cooker. I don't remember who sent it to me. Oh, Luann said her dad died when she was 7. Well, I would just turn 9 years old, and it was in 1971. He died of a heart attack. All right, so, well, I'm gonna go ahead and get off here. That's about it for tonight. Tomorrow, we got Jace here. I don't know what we're all planning. I might make him some muffins or something. I might switch it up in the morning. That little boy eats oatmeal. He eats a good breakfast. He loves oatmeal, and I've been letting him feed himself. I just hold the bowl. I went to Walmart the other day. I gotta find a bowl that suctions, because the plates I got, they don't suction that good. They move around, and plus it's not a bowl. But he loves to eat his little oatmeal by himself, and he does a pretty good job with the spoon, so we've been letting him do that. But all I had was I don't have a bowl that suctions, and that thing slipping around is easier if they suction, but Walmart didn't have nothing. So I got to try to find one of them. I might get on Walmart. I might get on Amazon tonight, but it's hard to find a good brand that you don't know. That you don't know if it works, because someone sent me some suction plates, but they do not suction, they move around. Now, the other day, one of them got in a sink, and it suctioned down. I about barely got that thing off the sink, but it doesn't suction to my wooden table. So maybe that has something to do with it, I don't know. But boy, that stainless steel sink, that thing suctioned down. I didn't think I was ever going to get that plate off of there. All right, y'all have a great day, and we'll